Hey, what's going on, guys? Back out here again today with Black Maddie. We're getting her together for some long overdue maintenance that she needs. Today we're going to be doing the hydraulic flush, so we're going to be getting rid of this old brake fluid and we're going to be getting rid of the old clutch fluid. So they're both .4, in case you're going to be doing this. This has not been done in a long time. It is way, way overdue. So if your fluid looks like mine, this is going to be a great example that it is way past time to do it. So we're going to be getting those changed out. It's a pretty simple procedure. You just need to make yourself a pretty high technical machine like this. And I'm going to show you how to make this. It's really simple. It's a tube from Value or Home Depot or something like that. Clear tube. It helps you to see, you know, the fluid and how clear it's getting, because you want to see when that old stuff flushed it out and the clear stuff starts coming through. So we're going to get it started. What we need to do is take off the seat, of course, both seats, and we're going to have to take off this side cover because it's going to give you access to your rear brake reservoir. And then, of course, for your front brake reservoir, you're going to be working out of the top thing here. This stuff is toxic, man. Like brake fluid, hydraulic fluid is very toxic. If it touches your paint, it's going to jack it up. Chrome, all of that. So you want to protect it as much as possible. Cover everything up. You see, I already got something wrapped around this now. This is like just an initial catch. If I overflow a little bit, if something drips off the bottle or whatever when I'm taking it away. But this isn't it. I'm going to get something else to cover this up. All right. Now that you got everything out of the way, you can see what's going on here a little bit better. With the FJR, this is a 09, by the way. Really awesome bike. I really love the design of the 09 and how it is. The years after that, they got a little bit different and I didn't really like it, but this is really sporty look. But another great thing about this bike is, yes, we've all heard they're bulletproof. They are bulletproof, and you know, they will go through a lot and you can really abuse them. I have been abusing mine. And you can see by this black fluid in here, it's terrible. I haven't changed it out in years. I wanted to show you that you're gonna find one right here on the side. That is, the one on the top is your front. The one in the back here on the bottom is going to be your rears. They're both linked up into the front, and then you're just going to have one in the back. For this caliper, you're just going to have the one right here for the rear. But you want to do these in order. So you got to start with the front. You start with the front top ones. There's front top. You don't do the bottom one yet. Go over here. There's another front top up here behind this thing. And I was looking around. I don't believe this has a rear on this side. I think the other linking rear is just on the other side. So after you do the top two, you want to come back and then do your rear side, front first. Then after you get all of those done, then you come into the back. You'll be working off of this reservoir, filling it up as you go, and only bleeding out from this one. In order to make this little system, you know, catch system, whatever, it's really simple. You just need like a water bottle or something like that, just something to catch the fluid. Ideally, you want a little bit of fluid in the bottom because you want this hose to be at the bottom and be submerged the whole time, so there's no air getting back into it. So I have the bottle. I have some tube here. It may be different sizes for the rear and the front on the same caliper, so you may want to get two different sizes with this. But I'm going to start with this one, and it's really simple. You're just taking a regular bottle and just take anything and punch a little hole through the top of it. You don't want to go too big too soon. You want to check and see. You want to be able to just barely get your tube in there. It needs to be stretched out a little bit more. Okay, so I got a nice tight grip. It's like, you know, hard to push in, so you got a nice tight grip on there, but it doesn't have to be airtight. You're actually going to put a hole in this too. Just so some air can get out and it doesn't get all binded up because the bottle will start collapsing down. So on one side, you just want to take this and make another small little hole to the side so you got a little bit of airflow. And that's going to be it. So you're going to take this, sit this, well, ideally you have a little bit of fluid in there, but you could start with none in there. And then you take this and put this on your bleeder nipple, and then you undo the screw and you bleed it through this. All right. Got her all covered up, protected as much as I can. Got added another rag in here just to be sure, but it's looking pretty safe. So just gonna crack that top off with a Phillips head screwdriver. Wow, I cannot even remember the last time I've done this, if at all. So I haven't done this in a long time. I can't remember the last time that I did it actually. I've owned the bike 10 years, so it's been a long time if I did. So this is going to be a good learning experience of what not to do, I guess. There's going to be a lot of nasty crud in here. I haven't even opened it yet, but I already know. So I'm not even going to let that go through the lines. So I got a little siphon bucket that I'm going to suck all of this out of here real quick and kind of wipe out all the goop and nastiness that I'm assuming is at the bottom of this thing, and make it nice and clean before I start sending fluid through it. After your top cap comes off, you're going to have a plastic piece here that kind of fits down there. It has protruding, you know, kind of like structure under there. That goes down. So just remember, the flat part is going to be up over your case. It's going to be this rubber piece, and that is going to extend. It kind of pushes out. I don't know if you can see it. It pops out. I don't want to mess with this too much and drip. But the way it extends out should be downward. Well, it doesn't really extend, but it pushes down a certain way, you know, comfortably, I guess. And that direction is going to be your direction down. So it's going to push that way down like a hat. It's going to be upside down. So when you're putting it back in, it will fold up into itself and be flat. But just remember that, you know, goes straight down. Let's give it a couple pumps. Just suck all of this out of here. Yeah, as you can see, if you can see, there's some nasty crud in there. They're all in the bottom, all caked up down in there. So I am going to take a screwdriver over top of a rag and go down in there and clean all of that goop out. Got it nice and clean looking in there. So in some bikes, though, be aware while you're digging in here and cleaning out that sometimes there's a little metal flap that's in there and you don't want to disturb that or bend that too hard. This one here looks like it has a different kind of valve in there. I didn't, you know, I was still careful with that, but before you go jamming your screwdriver down in there, just be aware, take a look around and see what setup you have first before you start, you know, messing stuff up. All right, nice and clean. Now it's time to start adding some fresh fluid. All right, so I'm gonna start in the front. There's gonna be a little rubber cap that goes on there. You just pop that off, and that's gonna show you your bleeder screw. And for this one, it is going to be, of course, a 10 millimeter. So you wanna take a screwdriver. You wanna take a wrench and put that over top before you put your line on, because this is what's gonna open and close your valve for you. Not that you have to do it the whole time. I see a lot of guys that are like, you know, you got to pump it up and then release this and close it real quick. You really don't have to do that. You can just keep pumping and it will keep going through without air. You just need to watch that bubble in the line and make sure that bubble doesn't just go back inside, because then you're defeating the whole purpose. At the end, then you build pressure and get those bubbles out, but you're still able to push fluid through without doing that. Be careful on top when you're pumping with that reservoir off. I did it just a minute ago with it empty and it squirted, so make sure you have fluid in there before you touch your brake. Let's just show you real quick. Every time I hit this, it's jumping. So be careful. Don't pump it too hard and go nuts up here, because you're probably splashing it everywhere. As your reservoir starts going down, you need to fill it back up. So you don't want it going back down past that, that valve in there, because it'll suck in air and then you'll have air right back in your lines and you have to get it all out again. Not sure if this is really picking it up, but you can almost see the dirty stuff here halfway through the line, like it's starting to get clearer as it's coming out. So as you see this nasty brown stuff go through the line and you start seeing it get clear, that's when you know you've flushed it out and that it's looking good. You do a couple hard pumps and push out, make sure you don't have any bubbles in it, and you're ready to go on to the next one. So I'm on the other side now. I don't know if you can see it too tough here, but right behind here is the bleeder screw right on the top here. And it is, I looked on here, there is no rear bleed on the left side. It's only front and rear on the right side. You just want to pop this off and then get your line hooked up to here, and same process. All right, so we're back to the front right side. Again, these are link brakes, ABS brakes. So part of the rear brakes are depressed when you press the front, and part of the front brakes are depressed when you press the rear. So they're linked up. So we're gonna get hooked up to this and get the front rear flushed out, and then we're gonna do the rear. Well, this is one of those times, like I said, that the front and the rear sometimes are different sizes. So I had to get my old nasty one out. I bought new ones, but this one was so nasty, I didn't want you guys to see it. But the good news is it's still a 10mm wrench. Sometimes the wrench sizes are different too, which is kind of annoying. So we're all set with this. Just to give you real quick, I just wanted to give you the order of how these go back in. So just observe. It pokes out that way. You can kind of see it the way it is. It's flat here again with the holes, but all of that points downward. And then again, your plastic piece. Remember the walls there that poke out go down into the grooves of the plastic. Like so. Pretty simple. Like I said, there's usually a floater thing in there, like a little piece of cardboard or something that floats in there, but this one doesn't have it. And then of course after that, you just put your top cap, screw it down. All right, I got rid of my cover here because I think we're pretty safe at this point. We're all done with that and I got that cinched up. So, okay, so you gotta get the cap off of here for your reservoir here, which sometimes can be a little bee to do. I think it's like one of those medicine bottles. You push down and turn. Come on, okay. It's kind of a tight squeeze in here. I don't want to bend it too much, but yeah, so kind of the same situation. That you're gonna have a small little piece of plastic. Oh, this one's still stuck together. Let me try to separate it. It's gonna have the plastic that comes off. Where's my rag? And as I just took that off of there, you can see it faces down and leaves a flat edge here, is how it goes back in. And then you got your rubber little diaphragm here. And that clearly is a cone that pushes down in there. You know, it's not horrible. This black thing actually made it look very dark. But I don't know if this was supposed to be pushed in like this or what. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. And it's in position. But this was totally depressed in, which means I probably was low on fuel or low on fluid in here. And it was just mashed in there. And it sucks. Goodness. Oh, uh-oh. Man, I got some toxic stuff up in this canister, man. Like, I got gasoline, brake fluid. Let's fill it up with some fresh stuff. All right, so from here, it's just the rear. From here, it's the rear. So it's time to pour. All right, so we got some clear stuff coming out now. It's looking a lot better. And I'm just gonna top this off and get your rubber thing put over there. And that wraps up the brakes. Now we're gonna move on to the clutch. All right, so after a quick trip to the store for some more brake fluid, we are on to now doing the clutch side. The clutch is really easy. It's just a short little ride right down here, right into the clutch and back up to the handle. So it's only gonna be about an ounce or so. Not gonna be much. It's right here. It's in a weird little angle. I really don't wanna take off pieces of plastic. So it's kind of a weird angle here. And plus on top of it, my tube is not long enough. This does not want to fit. Okay, so I gotta slide this back down. Quick tip that I do, if you have a hose and like you find one that is like slightly smaller, I put a zip tie at the end of it and snipped it, and that way I can pull it down to the end when I need it just slightly snugger, because it starts getting loose after a while and wearing down. And then when I don't need it like that, I can slide the collar back and get a little bit of where it was. It just sucks trying to push it all the way back again. And then I gain a little bit more room and kind of have like an in-between size. So same thing as before. You want to make sure you wrap up around your reservoir and your handlebars. This stuff is really nasty. So I'm gonna cover up this side now and get this all covered up while I do this side. Got my paint covered up, got my rags over top of this, so I'm gonna pop this cover off here. I'll give you a look and see. Yep. Same cover, same little plastic piece. It's so nasty. Look at that. Oh, the comment section. Ooh, you're in trouble. How can you ride that bike like that? How can you call yourself a biker and you ain't changed the clutch fluid and probably at all? That's probably factory fluid. Don't be like Free. Don't live your life like this. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it like me. More than anything, this is why I'm sucking it out. Look at the goop. Oh, that is just slime under there. Oh, you do not want to push this through your lines. Yeah, nasty stuff. Okay, spent some time cleaning it out, and she is nice and clean. I'm gonna be pumping it through here. Oh, shit. That's why I cover up my machine. Okay, go real slow with your clutch, as you see. You gotta really watch your reservoir, make sure you're deep in there. Well, that's it. Feeling a lot smoother now. Ooh, no clunk in the front. Before there was like an initial grip, like it was. It's just, more to come with the FJR. There's more maintenance that needs to be done, more upgrades and more upkeep and stuff like that. And I'll try to bring you as much as possible. Plenty more content to come, guys. So thanks for stopping by, guys. I'll see you on the next one.